welcome back to the Fuzed Life podcast, where I host guests with specialized experience and knowledge in the world of back pain. Today's guest is a 22-year veteran of the United States Navy and an accomplished bodybuilder who saw himself put down by multiple sclerosis and other injuries, but found the will to get back in the fight. So with that, I introduce Chris Dunbar. How you doing, Chris?
I'm great, man. I appreciate you, man. That was a beautiful introduction. You kind of like took everything, but just like you said, 22-year veteran, retired, in 2015. November 2015 is when I retired from the Navy. I've been everywhere. I've done everything. I've been everywhere. I did 4 tours, 2 Iraq, 2 Afghanistan. Uh, Survived that. And then retired from the military. And then 2 years after that, I get diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I was like, that's great. It's freaking awesome. Finally, did all that, did all these tours. I mean, traveled the world. Lived in some beautiful places, some not so beautiful places, and I speak Japanese fluent
Oh, no.
because I lived there for a long time. So I learned how to speak Japanese. I can't write it, but I can speak it. I can have a conversation. And just enjoyed my life in the military. Learning things and traveling and becoming a world vast person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, so just it's been great. It's been a great journey for me, man.
It sounds like it, but what it sounds like is you get out of the military and then the real fight begins with the MS.
I don't wish this disease on my worst enemy because the problem with MS is that it's so silent, right? It's like a silent autoimmune disease. It's autoimmune, so it affects your neurological stuff. So I wasn't like automatically diagnosed. Okay, oh wow, you got multiple sclerosis. So it was a process to go along to get to that final diagnosis. So all the year of 2017. So I could say probably about maybe beginning of the year. I remember the first symptom I ever had. Well, I was just sitting down like this at a desk, and I was doing, excuse me, I was doing some type of work or something like that, on the computer, and all of a sudden I got this tremor on my arm. I don't know what it was, but it made me stiff up like this.
Yeah.
And it just happened just like that. And I'm like, what was that? What in the world? I wasn't nothing. Now let's go back to the day. So that happened. And then I would have those little, I call them tremors. Uh at the time I was calling them like tremors or shakes or whatever. And I kept having,
Mm-hmm.
until one day, this is a few months later. One day I was driving and I had that same tremor.
Wow.
I was driving in LA, in LA traffic on the 210 freeway. I will never forget. I was on the 210 freeway going east, and I just had a tremor in but this time it affected my leg, my whole right side had locked up. So now, but I could see
Uh-huh.
what I'm doing, but I couldn't control my body. So now I got left leg, left arm on steering wheel, trying not to have a wreck, trembling on my right side, put my left foot on the brake area and slowed myself down while I'm trembling and driving at the same time, looking to the side to see if I could get over. And I happened to pull myself over to the medium and stop the car with my left leg.
Wow.
Ain't nobody but God.
That's a terrifying story. Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
I wish somebody was in the car with me. The only person that was in the car with me but God. I'm telling you, because this is traffic zooming. We zooming. And you don't know if you've ever been to California, but you're moving. And I was able to control the car with my left arm, my left foot, still had the shaking at the same time, looking, and and got myself over to the left, to the medium, to the right side, and stopped the car, and then finished. It lasted longer than what it normally would last.
Yeah.
And it affected me more, and it would hurt me. So now here I am. I stop. I put the car in park, and I'm just sitting there like, what was that? Like I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta go. I gotta go. If I don't go to the hospital, this is gonna keep getting worse and worse. And it kept getting worse. So
Hmm.
that was the worst one. So I put the car back in drive and drove myself slowly to the VA hospital in Long Beach, which was kind of like a drive because driving in LA traffic is not,
Hmm.
it's not like, okay, it's 15 minutes away, right? But it's 15 miles away, but that 15 miles gonna take you about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there. So I drove myself to Long Beach, and I go right to the emergency room. And then I tell this lady, I said, it was something, I don't know what happened. I had tremors and shakes, and I said my chest was palpitating. As soon as I said my chest, boom, they shot me to the back. They was like, oh, he having cardiac arrest or whatever. As soon as I said something with my chest,
Uh-huh.
they they was like, oh, this is serious. So they took me to the back, hooked me up to all these machines. I did every test known to man, the EKG, EEG, MRI. I mean, all the syllables, I did them all. I did every last one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and now here it is. Okay, I'm in the hospital. They like I'm in there. So now here it is. A day later, my EKG came back clear, and then the next day, my EEG, I think it's EEG or something like that, that
Hmm.
came back clear. So I'm in the hospital for a week now. Yeah, I'm because your test results don't just come right back. They have
Right.
to. It takes a minute. So when I finally got my other test, my MRI, they said they put it up on the thing. I'm in the bed in a hospital bed, and I'm eating this nasty hospital food. you know, and they was like, well, um, we see these spots on your brain. It was spots. They said it called them spots. So the
Hmm.
doctor telling me that, calling them a spot. So now I'm like, okay, what? Okay, give me some medication. What are we gonna do about that? I'm fine. I'm fine because I haven't had nothing. Nothing that happened to me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let me go. So he was like, well, we're gonna run some more tests, get your blood, and see, what doctors do. Okay.
Hmm.
So here it is now. The next day come around, and the nurse come in, and I'm like, okay, I've been here for a little bit over a week. I'm ready to go. And ladies like, well, the doctor hasn't released you yet. I was like, then what I got to do to be released?
Right.
Like, so if you want to be released on your own, that's on you. I said, oh, I can be released because I'm thinking like they not letting me go. I'm thinking like I'm
Hmm.
in jail or something like that. And I was like, no, you can be released, but you got to sign a waiver. I said, well, bring me that waiver. Let's go. I'm
Yep.
ready to go. Because y'all ain't figured this out. Y'all wasting my time because I had things to do. I was doing stuff. I was shaking. I was moving. I was
Hmm.
doing life. I'm out the military. I'm not held down to nobody no more. So I was frustrated, and then I ended up signing myself to be released. So they released me. I walked out of there finally happy, got up out of my car. My car was still there, got in my car and took off. So now that happened. So then, fast forward, maybe a month or so later, I wake up just on a normal wake up. Now my vision is impaired, man. Because see, the thing with MS is that, like, okay, MS is like this. I'm showing you signs that I'm here,
Uh-huh.
but if you don't go treat me, now I'm finna tear you up. And see, I wasn't treating it
Yeah.
because nobody was telling me that I had it. The doctors, I was there for over a week. They didn't tell me you got multiple sclerosis. No, they didn't tell me. Now here I am, I wasted a whole week or so of my life laying in a hospital bed, and I'm like, y'all got to tell me something,
So
you
Chris,
know?
at this time, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that you did have a heart attack? Are you thinking those spots on your brain are, CTE from the military? What are you kind of thinking at this point?
I'm thinking, man, what is wrong with me? What is wrong? I mean, I couldn't, I mean, I couldn't even think. Like, I mean, I'm a perfectly healthy human being. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I eat right. I've been bodybuilding since 2007 while I was in the military.
Yeah.
So I started bodybuilding in 2007. So here I am. I'm a freak. Like I'm not average. So
Yeah.
okay. So why is this happening to me? Now, like I said, on the wake up, when I wake up, my vision is off. But if I put one hand over my right eye, everything affected my right side.
Hmm.
So when I put my right hand on my right eye, I can see with my left. I can see straight. But if I do this, I saw two of you.
Okay.
Well, I saw two. So I was like, what is going on? I'm rubbing my eye, putting water on my face, thinking that's gonna make it better. Just stupid, So here I am again. I said, let me get myself, I'm gonna drive myself back to Long Beach, LA. So I drove back like this. One hand
Wow.
on me. I mean, one hand. I'm just true story. I drove back just like this, man. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I drove back, one hand on my eye, because I could do everything by myself. I'm Superman. I don't need nobody. I do everything on my own. Which when we get into the head of the forward in the story, you'll see why I married my wife. So, but yeah, I drove because I wasn't married with her then. We was not married then. I was still single, living life, enjoying life. And once I finally got back to the hospital, I go to the neurologist, the clinic again, and talk to this Asian lady. Man, I wish I knew her name, man. I wish I could remember her name. But she tells me she's an older Asian lady. And she said, I'll tell her my symptoms. I came to the hospital. She started pulling up my file and seeing everything. She said, oh, you was here a month ago, couple months ago. Look, she looked at everything and then she pulled up my MRI, my old MRI from the
Hmm.
previous. And she said, you know what? I think you might got MS. Just like that.
Wow.
Just like that. I mean, just like that. I think you might got MS. She said, I'm gonna schedule you for a spinal tap tomorrow, but I want you to go do an emergency MRI right now. So she scheduled me to go do an emergency MRI right then. So of course, you just walk over to the MRI part of
Hmm.
the PA. It's big, it's huge. So I walks over there and boom, she already had me scheduled in. Boom, they hooked me up, did the contrast, hooked me up, put the contrast in, and to contrast the whole MRI image. You know about all that. So
Hmm.
now, okay, I did it, and then they told me to go back to see her. So I guess because in an emergency, they do the pictures right then. They do pull up the image right then. So they sped it up. She sped it up. So now, by the time I get to her, and by the time she calls me back, she already had my images, both of
Yeah.
them up on there. She had the old ones and the new ones up. And when she said, "Look at this," I had more spots on my brain than I did the first one. So
That's
now
scary.
I'm like, "What in the world?" I'm up here looking at it like this, still trying to shake out one hand on my. I'm like, what is going on with me? What's going on with me? She said, I think you got multiple sclerosis. She said, those spots, she said, they're lesions. You have lesions. There are more lesions on your brain
Hmm.
than I did the first time. So I said, wow. She said, but look, I'm gonna make them. We're gonna get this all cleared up. I schedule you for a spinal tap tomorrow. My spinal tap was tomorrow, the next morning at 08:30, early in the morning, early. I said, okay. I'm gonna stay down here in Long Beach because I lived in Santa Clarita. Now, Long Beach is an Orange County area. So I stayed at a friend's house at Orange County so I could just drive, so they could drive me to my spinal tap because you can't drive after that. I
Hmm.
needed somebody to take me. So I stayed at my friend's house in Long Beach, I mean area, in Orange County, and they took me to the spinal tap. I did my spinal tap early that morning at 8:30. That's when they had to stick a long needle down your back, pull the fluid from your spine, and test the fluid. I can say this, man. I'm not a female, but that had to be close to childbirth. Telling you right now, that is not. That's probably one of the worst pains I've ever experienced.
Oh, it sounds horrific, man. It
Yeah,
sounds horrible.
yeah. And then you can't move. So now you got to hold on your stomach. You got to lay there and accept what this man and this person is doing to your spine, man. You got to accept it, and you can't move because one twitch, one move, paralyzed for the rest of your life.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm in tears. I mean, it's man, forget about it, man. Like I said, I don't wish this on my worst enemy, man. It was horrific. So I did the spinal tap that morning.
Hmm.
I was with my friend still at a gas station or something. We was doing something, getting something, putting gas in the car, something like that. And then all of a sudden, I lost all feeling of my whole body right at the gas station that night, that evening. I could not feel my body, man.
So
So
you could
whatever that,
still you could still move around and do things, but you just couldn't feel anything.
no, I fell. I dropped to the ground and everything, man. And I started having seizures. The
Wow.
person that with me was like, you started having. I was having seizures. I was having seizures, and then when I came back to, I told him take me back to the hospital because I was out. I mean, when I woke up, I peed myself. Everything, man. It was disgusting. It was embarrassing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they rushed me back to the hospital, to the VA, because we were still close by. They ran me back to the emergency room, and I'm in the car, shaking, convulsion. I just couldn't control my body, man. So whatever they did, whatever that spinal tap did, it enhanced it. It like, okay, I don't know whatever that spinal tap did, but it made the MS act a fool, man.
Yeah.
It acted a fool. So now I go back to the hospital, couldn't even walk into it. I couldn't walk. They had to get a wheelchair. The wheelchair in. They rushed me back to the emergency room, rushed me in there, man. And then after that, I was in the hospital for 8 months.
Dude, you're extremely lucky. And when you say God was with you, you got to think about this. You went to the hospital and they couldn't figure it out. You go back after another episode and this woman figures it out. But let's say she didn't figure it out. You may
Oh,
have that seizure at home. You may not be here talking to me,
yes, sir.
you know?
Yeah,
So, man,
yeah.
that's powerful stuff too. Were you religious before or did you find God after?
I found God with my wife, man. You
Okay.
know, because I seen too many things, man,
Hmm.
in my life, childhood and growing up, and especially in the military, and you go overseas and see all this stuff, man. You looking at this stuff, and you're like, ain't no God here, man. God ain't. We all supposed to be God's children.
Hmm.
That's what it says. That's what the book says. So if we're God's children, man, like, how are you letting stuff like this happen? I wouldn't want nothing to happen to my child. You know what I'm saying? I would die before I let something happen to my son. So, I have two boys. Why would I would die before I let something happen to them?
Hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how is this stuff happening, to people? And what killed my faith was when seeing my grandmother pass away. That killed me. That killed me. I remember I flew all the way from Germany. I was already in the military
Hmm.
and deep in the military, and I flew from Germany. I flew from Frankfurt because I found out she was sick. And, she was on her last look, kick.
Hmm.
And I remember flying there, and I flew, almost 17 hours just to get to her. And she lived for like 2 days. She lived for 2 days, man, and those 2 days was horrible. I kept I was praying to God to like just take her, man. Don't wake her back up because when she woke up, she was in pain, and
Hmm.
they're not going to give her no more pain medicine to mask her pain. So now she just got to sit in this pain.
Yeah.
And this woman's still saying, "Thank you, God, man. Thank you, Jesus," even while she was about to die. And I'm like, this woman loves you, man, and you gonna let her go out like this?
Hmm.
So it's just. But then people try to explain this to me. I'm like, at that time, I was like, man, I ain't trying to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you
Right.
know. you don't want to hear that because, this happened to somebody that you love. You know what I'm saying? So it hurt me. And so that kind of pushed me away a lot when I saw her pass away. And this was after Katrina when she passed away, after Hurricane Katrina.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, when I was in that hospital bed, I'm gonna go back to when I was in the hospital now,
Okay.
with all these tubes, they got these drips going on. They was like, we just trying to control these seizures, because a seizure can kill you.
Yeah.
You can die. We trying to get these seizures under control, and they giving me all this different medication and stuff. And then, but let's be clear, they still didn't know I had MS once I finally got checked in. They didn't know that.
Hmm.
It wasn't until maybe a few days later they came back the spinal test. The spinal tap thing came back positive, saying I was positive. So now
Okay.
I'm in here. They just treat me for the seizures. Right?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You
Yep.
see how they messed. They like, they like, we just trying to get this under control. We didn't know he had multiple sclerosis. So now when the multiple sclerosis test came back positive, now they're like, oh wow, now we got to figure out what medication we can put him on to get him to take care of his multiple sclerosis. Because the reason why he's having the seizure is because of the MS.
Hmm.
So it was tough, man. It was tough, tough, tough. And I remember, I had a catheter in my thing,
Yep.
and I couldn't get up. It was bad, man. And those nights was lonely, man. Them nights was long. And I'm laying up there looking at this white ceiling, like
Hmm.
asking them, God, like, bro, this it?
Right.
Like,
Right.
this my life. Like, I'm thinking about who I did wrong.
Hmm.
You thinking like, who did I hurt? Did I mess over somebody? Like you thinking about like what I did to deserve this right here, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's hard, bro. That's hard. That was the tough part right there, the mental aspect of it.
Hmm.
And that's what people don't understand when you get something like that, and it makes you sit down for that long period of time when you've been active almost pretty much my whole life. I've been active, been moving.
Yeah, you've
And
been in
then,
good shape. You were in the military, and you were
yeah,
bodybuilding at a very high level.
yeah,
And
man, I was getting it, man.
this
I
takes
had
that away
fun.
from you, and that's got to
Yeah,
be a huge part of your life, right? The bodybuilding.
yeah, I was because I wasn't working for nobody. So I was literally, I took this fitness thing, once I retired, I said, okay, I'm gonna jump off into this and roll with it. Money's coming in, thing is great. I'm doing what I love to do,
Hmm.
and then boom,
Yeah.
there it is, you know. And yeah, man, it made me, wake up, man, and be like, you know what, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure something out. And then what really killed me is this: my first neurologist, the first guy that came in. I was like, trying to ask him what's the solution. How are
Hmm.
we gonna fix this? What I'm gonna do? Am I gonna walk again? You know what he told me, man? He said, "You probably not gonna walk no more, but don't worry about it."
Wow,
I'll never,
that's
I
heavy,
will
heavy
never,
news there.
I will never forget that dude, man.
Yep.
I'll never forget him, man. I'll never forget him. I remember his face. I remember him. I just like if I ever saw him again, man, like how you gonna tell somebody that,
Hmm.
that demoralized me, man. It just like killed my spirits, everything, man. And if I was a quitter, if I had any quit in me, I would have let him win. I would have let that advice win, you
Yep, Chris.
know. I
And
would,
that's why we're doing this video is because I just had another guest on. He said this basically the same thing you said, that
yeah,
the doctor tells him, well, you'll probably be able to walk, but no basketball, nothing physical. And the doctor kind of told me the
yeah,
same thing. You can walk, maybe you can jog, but nothing super physical. And if we
yeah.
were quitters, which a lot of people are, and that's why they need to hear this stuff, Chris. And
Mhm.
we need to hear how you got through this stuff mentally, those long nights.
Yeah.
that heavy news, your whole life taken away from you. How did you get back? Like, how did you find the mental fortitude to get back into this thing?
I'm gonna give you this one, man. I haven't told too many people, but I'm gonna share it with you. Okay. It was one night, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was one night. Now, okay. Oh, let me back up a little bit. I had then they finally bring me another neurologist. So I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna unload all the story. So they brought me another neurologist, and his name was Dr. Baumheffer. Now I know his name. My guardian angel, my saint. I love this man to the day I die. That dude saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks in with his little, older white guy. He had this little, bop about him. He just looked confident. He just looked like he had some around him. And he was like, he just sat on the edge at the foot of my bed. He sat down. See, mom, I said, yeah, sit down, yeah. And he was like just talking to me, man. And he said, I'm Dr. Baumhefner, Robert Baumhefner. He's retired now because I still communicate with him. He said, I'm Dr. Robert Baumhefner, and he just told me his story. He wanted to tell me his story.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he became a neurologist, a specialist, an MS specialist. He's a neurologist, but he's a multiple sclerosis specialist. So he gave me his story, and he said the reason why I take this disease seriously is because my wife died from multiple sclerosis.
Wow.
His wife died, so I was like, oh, because this disease can kill you too. Now people don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it. Richard Pryor, how did he die? From multiple sclerosis. You see what I'm saying? So this, people don't know how bad this disease can get, if you don't treat it the proper way. And I really felt like if this man would have never walked in my room, I probably would have died too.
Yep.
I'm serious. I would have died because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't no reason for me to live in it. I mean, like I was thinking to myself, oh, I got my life insurance up to par. So if I die, my kids, they get some money,
Mm-hmm.
they get a little money. I'm thinking, because
Yep.
you're in the hospital, bro, your mind is, you tripping. You're gone, bro. Like you're not even thinking. I can't even explain, how your mind go when you are like enabled to do simple, just get up to go use the restroom, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, when
So
you're it's almost like you're confined in your mind, like it's like you're in prison. Like you said, you can't even get up to do the things you want, and with
nothing.
everything you can't do, and every event you miss, and every person you can't see, your thoughts get darker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it sucked to see my son coming in. My son came to see me in the hospital. He's young. He's like, 8 years old, 9 years old at the time. He like, come on, dad, get up. Let's go. Get up. And I couldn't. They don't understand. You didn't understand.
Yep.
You're a kid, like 9, 10 years old. Because to him, I've been bodybuilding since he was 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all he knows. Like
Right.
I got him at my first show in Japan. He came to my first show in Japan. I flew him all the way to Japan for my very first show. My son was there,
Yep.
and so he's seen it all, man. He's
Mm-hmm.
seen it. So all he knows is dad, he's Superman. That's Superman to me. Like,
Yep.
what you doing in bed? Get up. Come on, let's go. So that bothered him, and that bothered me. So now I'm gonna take you back to when Dr. Robert Baumhefner came back. And he sat on the
Mm-hmm.
edge of my bed, told me his story about his wife, told me why he takes this disease very seriously, and why he thinks, because he's been reading my chart, he had a couple of medications that he felt like. At that time, I was already on Copaxone. It did not work for me, so I was on Copaxone, and that's an injection. That didn't work. It just left bruises on me, like bruises and stuff. It's terrible, terrible drug. So okay, so then he was like, I think, I think Avonex will work good. Avonex, and I was like, hey doc, I'll try whatever, but I'm already demoralized right now. I'm already defeated. I'm defeated, man.
Yep.
Like I like whatever. Okay, I'll try it. So he tried me on Avonex, and I would say within, I give it about a week, my vision came back. I woke up one morning, now I only see one. I was like, whoa, oh, wow. I was like, wow, my vision back. I was like, oh, wow. It took a week, like a little bit over a week. So now I'm like, whoa, man. Okay, okay. Like I'm starting to, now they're giving me the shot every week. So now I gotta take this medication every single week, same time, same day, everything.
Hmm.
So now I'm taking. And then he came back, asked me how I'm doing or whatever. And then he was like, I just want to see one of these seizures that you have. I was like, well, I can't just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, but I just want to see one. And then we were just talking or whatever. And then I was like, I had to go use the restroom. I had to use the restroom. I wanted to get up to go use the restroom. I was like, can we get this catheter out? I want to get up to go use the restroom. He was like, sure, yeah, yeah. Called the nurse in, they brought the nurse in, she pulled the catheter out, whatever. And that was painful too. That was another painful thing. I just want to let you know that. That's painful. Yeah. So then they was gonna help me up. As soon they tried to help me up, boom, seizure happened. Just like that. Just like that. I mean, I went out like a mug. I mean, for real, just went out. And then when I came back, he was still there. He was like, okay. He gave me this other medications for my seizures to help me with my seizures. He was like, we're gonna start you at a low dose and we're gonna, build it up as we go, and then we're gonna wean you off. And this should control your seizures. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this guy knew exactly what to do. I mean, it was amazing, amazing guy. I mean, I hope he's still alive, man, because he was an older guy. So I hope he's still kicking. I need to shoot him an email. That's what I'll do. I'll shoot him an email. But anyway, he yeah. So that happened, and then maybe later, maybe later that week, or maybe a week or so later, at this time the catheter is out, so they took it out. Now I'm like getting help to go use the restroom, or getting up and getting help
Hmm.
to go use the restroom. So I'm still in the bed, hospital bed, still in there, and I'm just like, and I, watching TV, some crap on TV. It was late night, can't sleep. So then, I hit the button, the call button. I need
Hmm.
to go use the restroom. I need to use the restroom. So I hit the call button. I'm waiting. Nobody comes. Then I hit the call button again. Nobody comes. So then I'm like, okay. And I remember, if you go out my door, turn right, left, right, and walk a little bit to my left is the desk where the night nurse. Somebody's supposed to be there 24 hours. Somebody's supposed to be there 24 hours. I've been there. I've been there for months. So I know. It's like my home. I know. I
Yeah.
know everything. I've been there for months. So here I am, like, okay, my door is open, so the light is coming through. So I'm like, nurse. I scream, nurse. Hit the button, nurse. I'm yelling. Nobody comes, man. Nobody comes.
So what'd you
So,
do?
so I'm like, okay, forget it. I'm gonna get up myself.
Yep.
I don't want to use the restroom myself. I'm gonna get up myself.
Hmm.
Try to get up again. Oh, another seizure. I'm out. I'm out, man. I'm like gone because you don't know what you're doing. I wake up, pee everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it made me. It didn't make me feel defeated. It
Hmm.
pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I told myself, can I curse?
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
I, I told myself, I said, fuck this. Ain't nobody come and help you, Chris.
Hmm.
I'm talking to myself in this bed, full of piss.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming to help you, bro. I said, if you don't get your ass up and do it on your own, man, you're gonna be sitting in this bed. You're gonna be laying down for the rest of your life. I said, fuck this shit.
Hmm.
So Then since somebody comes in, somebody she was taking care of another patient. It was just her. It was just her on the night, you know. So she had to help change me or whatever, you know, clean me up and change me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like pissed, man. I'm pissed. I'm so mad. I'm like, fuck this shit. I was like, fuck God, fuck everybody. This is me. It's me. It's
Hmm.
on me. So now here I am. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. So then I told the next morning, the next shift came on. I said, I want to get up and go walk. So now I'm getting up and I'm going to walk for 5 minutes
Yep.
every day. Then that 5 minutes turned into 10 minutes. I'm walking with a walker. And
Hmm.
that 10 minutes turned into 15 minutes. I'm just walking around the hospital, just walking, walking, walking. And 15 minutes, you know, I just kept building 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And then, man, shit, before you know it, man, shoot, they released me, bro. After 8 months, they released me, man. They
Have you ever
released me.
thought, have you ever thought back and seen all the pieces fall into place? Like if you haven't met this Asian woman, if you hadn't had Dr. Bob, if that nurse would have showed up that day at that time, you may have not developed this drive to get your ass up and start
Yeah,
moving. But because all that happened, and what
yeah,
are the odds? Because everything fell into place, you're here today as you are, you
yeah.
know?
But I've always had this fuck it mentality.
Yeah.
I quit. I quit, man. I quit on myself. I quit, you know? And it wasn't until that night, laying in piss, that triggers turned on again. It just turned on just like that.
Hmm.
It just turned. I mean, I don't know what happened. Something said, fuck you, bro. You know, fuck this.
Hmm.
Get your ass up and go, bro.
Yep.
Let's go, man. Let's free. This is enough. This is enough. You are better than this. No. So that's when I just got up, man. I just started getting up and they was all cautious. No, you can't do this. You can't. I'm like, fuck you. Get out of my move. You know, fuck you. You know, because they want to keep you on this medication.
Hmm.
They getting paid, bro. They build these insurance, they get paid. So we understand the game. They was enabling me, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what they was doing. So I said, nah, we ain't doing this no more. Nah, we can't do this no more. So I just started doing it. You know, it's all those people came in my life for a reason.
Yep. It,
For
it
me
it
to
all lined up like that, man. It all lined up like that for a reason. And Chris, I don't want to get like super religious or anything like that, but it seems like, God is there, whether God is a man in the sky or whether it's just a concept, it's
yeah,
inside of people and it's inside of society. That's what a lot of our laws are based on. And,
yeah,
it keeps people in line. It's what our
yeah,
morals are based on, is religion, different religions. Doesn't have to be Christianity or any type of special religion, but it's built on religion and God. And
yes,
like I said,
sir.
whether you believe it's a man in the sky or just a concept, it's there.
It's
God is
there.
there and God is present. You
It's
know.
your faith. It's your own personal walk with him.
Mhm.
It's nobody else's business.
Yeah.
It's your walk. You know, and once I met my wife explained that to me more because she's a woman like full of, I mean, to be so young. I met her when she was 29. I was 45.
Hmm.
And for her to be so young and just so full of that because she was raised that way. So
Uh huh.
it's just that's all she knows. So, but yeah, she showed me all that, man, and I lost that. I lost that for a long time, man. And you know, and it just came back to me when I got with her, and everything, all these blessings have just been coming. You know, so but if I would have met her years ago, I'd have been married a long time. You know,
Yeah.
but, you know, God, you know, I feel God put people in your life for a reason, just like
Mhm.
me and you connect. There's a reason why we connected. So when you reached out to me, I was like, absolutely, man. Yeah, man. But the old me would have told you to kiss my ass. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I mean, the old me, I was an asshole, bro. I was. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie.
I
Yeah.
can say a little bit of that too, Chris. Like before I had my back surgery, like I wasn't this open to people, and like I wasn't all about helping people, but some of the emails I've gotten and text messages, phone calls and stuff, because I do give out some of my contact information to subscribers and stuff who need help.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of stories that are just people are in dark places, people need help, and people need to hear stuff like this because they can't do it themselves without hearing it. Somebody needs to guide them.
Yeah. And
And
I
that's
wish,
just
yeah, yeah. I wish somebody would have told me, man. I had so many, like I had a doctor told me I wasn't gonna walk again when I had MS. When I got
Mhm.
diagnosed, I had a full doctor. Like this wasn't just no regular guy. This was a neurologist, a doctor, tell
Yep.
me, don't worry about it. Don't, he said, don't worry about it. Those exact words, man. What? Like, come on, man. Now I go squat 500 pounds, man.
Exactly.
You
And
know
that's
what I'm
that's a
saying?
story I'm interested in because I'm guessing when they finally released you, all you'd been doing is walking and eating shitty
Yeah,
food. So I'm guessing
yeah.
you'd lost a ton of weight and most of your muscle mass, right?
No, I gained weight. When I
Oh,
got out
okay.
of the hospital, I was like 280, 290 pounds, man. I was
Really?
because they was pumping me with so many steroids, so much
Ah,
steroids. It
yep.
just filled me up. I was a balloon, man. I was a balloon, and it was disgusting. And I was like, man, I got to get myself back
Yeah.
to me. So I went from so when they finally released me, I went back to the gym. I'm
Mhm.
in the gym training, and then I had a back in the gym. I was taking it light, just touching the weight, trying to feel the weight again, and get myself back going. And then boom, blacked out. Woke up in the ambulance. They rushed me. Had another seizure in the gym.
Oh my good.
In the gym because like, bro, you still got MS, right? You still
Yeah.
got it. It ain't going nowhere.
Hmm.
You still got MS. I'm like, man, I'm thinking I'm finna go back in there. Oh, we finna get it back, bro. Boom, slap me back down. Now I'm back at the hospital. I mean, man, this story finna trip you out, man. I'm telling you. So now I'm back at the hospital. Boom, had another seizure in the gym. So
Uh-huh.
these people don't know. They didn't know what I'm doing. And then when you look at the film is even funny because they got record, they got film video all in the gym. All of a sudden I'm in there. I'm on the weights. All of a sudden I just boom fell to the ground like a big old blob. Just a big old blob just fell to the ground. Next thing you know, I'm on the ground shaking, man. They showed it to me on film.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, man, like that's crazy. People were freaking out because it's a public gym. So people are
Hmm.
freaking out and stuff, and they like, oh my God, go get the manager. Next thing you know, it called. I guess they called the EMS team, whatever. And they came and got me, carted me out, and took me on. But yeah, when I woke up, I was in an ambulance, man. When I came back, I was in an ambulance, and I'm like, I remember talking to the guy. I said I had another seizure. That was the first thing I said. I had another seizure. He was like, yes, you okay? He was checking, he had to light in my eyes and stuff. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And I said, I got multiple sclerosis. And they was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I got MS. Because I told them when they found it to me, when they got me to the hospital, they told the doctors, okay, he got MS. That's why he had the seizure. And then it kind of like put the light on it, like
Hmm.
put the light on the situation, like why are you having a seizure? And I was like, I got multiple sclerosis. So then they had me there for little observations for an hour or so. Then they released me. They let me go, and I went back home. And a couple of days later, I was back in the gym.
And you still
So,
you still didn't have the MS under control. You're going to the gym. You still don't know if you're going to have a seizure or not, right?
no, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care because now I'm in this fuck it mentality.
Hmm.
I'm like fuck this, fuck it. Nope, I
Like
don't
you're
care.
like I'm taking my life back, no matter what it takes. I'm taking it back.
I don't care. And then here you got people that was there because now the rumor don't got around that he done had a seizure. He had a seizure in the gym because people talk. I don't know if you go to a public gym, but
Hmm.
everybody think they know you and stuff like that and stuff. So So now everybody coming up to me asking me, why are you back? Why are you back in here? Why? 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 And I'm like, because it's easy to quit.
You
It's
got
easy to
it.
quit.
Yep. Yep.
Like, if I wanted to quit, I can just say I quit right now. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easy. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay. So now I got all these doubters in here. So I looked at everybody as a doubter. So even if they wasn't doubting, I looked at them as so I
Yep.
used all fuel. I used it as fuel. And I was on a mission, man. I was on a mission to get my life back. And I said, if I die, I tried. Seriously, I was like, I tried. I'm gonna die trying, bro. I really, I didn't care no more.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what, man, you gonna give me this disease and put this stuff on me like this, and I'm talking to God. I'm like, you gonna put this on me for the rest of my life, then you know what, forget you too. I didn't care, man. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And I just started getting myself back into shape, eating good. I'm a registered nutrition. I'm a registered nutritionist, and I'm a certified dietitian. So I know about food.
Sure.
So I knew how to eat right. That's not the problem. Counting my macros and stuff like that and calories. I know how to do all that. So I said, okay, I'm finna get myself back into shape, man. Because now here I am. I'm 290, biggest I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I said, I'm gonna get myself back into shape. Then when my shape started coming back, then I was like, let me go get my old bodybuilding coach back. I went back to my coach. He didn't even recognize me, man.
You were that big, huh?
Yeah, I walked up to him. He didn't recognize me. He was like, yeah, how may I help you? I'm like, this Chris. Chris. I was like, Chris Dunbar. Man, what happened to you, man? And then we went and talked, We went and talked, sat down and talked. He cried, man. He was like, why you didn't call me and all this stuff? I'm like, I was embarrassed, man. Look
Yep.
at me. I was embarrassed to call and reach out to people and, oh man, I'm going through that. No, that ain't me. That ain't
Mm-hmm.
me. So I went back to him, man, and told him, man, I want to get back on stage. His name is Pete. His name is Pete. I went back to Pete, man, and he literally started reading up on multiple sclerosis because and the funny part about it, he's a nurse. He's a male nurse. That's his profession. But he's a hell of a trainer, hell of a coach for his bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
And he guided me back. And so we started my prep in February of 2018 because I was in hospital. No, okay, I was in hospital. I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 2017. So did 8 months. So that whole year goes around. So all of 2018 was a wash. Eight
Yeah.
months in the hospital was a wash. 8 months, me getting out the hospital. So now we started my prep in February of 2019. I was 290 pounds. By August, I was on stage with my hands raised, winning the overall trophy. Yep,
Really? Wow. That
yep,
that
yep.
is a crazy turnaround. So what what did you weigh at the time when you won?
198 pounds.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got pictures to show you. Yeah, I'll show it to you. I DM you when we finish. I'll show it to you. Yeah,
That is crazy. I would
yeah,
love to see that before and after in that
yeah,
short of
yeah.
amount
I
of
sent it to
time.
you. I sent it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah, I should have sent it to you before we started. Yeah, but yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah, I stepped on stage at 198.
Wow. And you won the thing, huh?
I won the whole show. They,
That is
they could,
that is
they,
just hearing
because
what you've said, it's ridiculously inspiring knowing that you can just have your entire life taken from you and then you found the drive in all these different things that happened to you. You were able to identify them,
Mhm.
like boom, boom, boom. If all this didn't happen, I'm not here. So you know what? I'm going to start taking control of this. And that's
Yeah,
exactly what you did, dude, is you took your life back. And man, I can't believe you got back up on stage and won. That is
yeah, yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. Won the whole thing. Yeah, killed. I mean, it was no stopping me, man. I was relentless, man. So now we back bodybuilding. Now
Mhm.
things are coming. Sponsorships are coming. I'm show after show. I'm hot. I'm doing great. Met my wife at a competition that I
Uh-huh.
was sponsoring. I was actually sponsoring the show in San Diego. Met my wife there. This was her first show. She just decided, oh, I'm skinny, I'm pretty, I'm gonna do a bodybuilding competition. I want to do a bikini competition. She signed up for my show.
Uh-huh.
It's all God now. It's all God work. Like there's all these shows going on in California. Why she want to do that show?
Right.
She could have
Right.
done any show. She picked my show. She didn't know I was sponsoring the show. She didn't know
Right.
I was, you know. So here she is, and I see her, and it's my show, but I'm competing in the show too. I was like, I'm in shape. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm in shape right now. Let me go and get in the show and compete. So I compete in the show. Now all the time I'm still an amateur.
Hmm.
I'm not even a professional, but I'm hot, man. So people jump to what's hot. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So I never really wanted it to be a professional bodybuilder. That was never my claim to do. Like it was because I was making money. I was living. I was great.
Hmm.
What I want
Hmm.
to be a professional for, and I'm already good. I'm
Yep.
sponsoring shows, I'm promoting shows, I'm doing stuff. I got stuff going on for me. I got product, I got stuff people buy. So everything was great. So becoming a professional bodybuilder was not my thing. Wasn't on my radar. But when I saw her, of course, he got all these other girls. We had like over 100 girls competing in that show that day. And I had my eye on her, and I was like, "Who is that?" So I happened to go over there while in her area to jump in line because it was a line, and I'm like, "This is my show. I'm not waiting in line. I'm gonna go
Hmm.
in front." So she was at the front, and I happened to see her, and we caught eyes and started talking again. And then that's how we got close at that show. And when I took my I had on this big old shirt, so you couldn't really see my physique. So when it was
Right.
time for me to go put my tan on, I take my shirt off. I'm at 3% body fat, so I'm yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like a chiseled Greek god or whatever you want to call it. So when she met me at 3% body fat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. So she was like, "Oh my God," you know. So we hit it off, man. That show, man. I made a lot of money that show because I had a booth, and I'm asking her, like she's looking at me like she don't
Hmm.
know who I am. She didn't even know who I was, and I'm like, it's a 10-foot poster of me outside here in the lobby, and you don't know who. You didn't see that poster out there, you don't know me, but it made it so genuine
Hmm.
because she really did not know me. And
Yep.
everybody else knows me here. Everybody knows me. But she didn't. She like, I don't. She's like, I don't care. I'm just here to compete. I just want to compete and get us the first try, get my first, get us a chance. She was so cute, man. And I was just like, okay, okay, I believe you. I believe you. You don't know me. I was so it made it genuine. It made it more genuine than anything.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, that was the first time we met, man, and that was 4 years ago, man.
That's just
Yeah,
another piece of the puzzle, man. Just these things
man.
lining up all the time for you right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I met her. Uh, we met 6 months later. I was on one knee, man, proposing.
Yeah.
I proposed to her 6 months, man, married her in a year. Because listen, man, if a man want a woman, he gonna show her that he wants you. He's gonna show you. Women always got all these things about what they think a man wants and all this stuff. A lot of
Mhm.
women don't understand us. You don't have to date a woman for years to know if you want to marry this woman or not. If a man got all his stuff together, financially, spiritually, everything together in
Mhm.
his mind, his body, mind, everything, he's going to go find a mate
Yep.
to to help him to complete his life. And that's what I did. I didn't need to date her for a year or two to see it, to know if I wanted to marry her or not. Because
Right.
men, we look for loyalty. Women look for love.
Hmm.
I wanted to know if she was loyal first. I can love you later.
Sure.
And that's how I always looked at it. She showed me she was loyal. I said, boom, there go my wife. That's my
Okay.
wife right there. Now I love her. I love her now.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I wanted to know if she was loyal.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. And I always mentor these young guys about that too, And I always tell these young guys the first rule of thumb, man, if you don't got $20,000 in your account, you shouldn't even be thinking about a girlfriend.
Yeah. Get yourself together. Yeah. Yeah.
You can't afford her.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know, you can't afford her. Would you want a roommate?
Hmm.
My wife is not my roommate. She don't pay a bill in my house.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't marry her to come in my life to help go half. No, that's not me. I got her. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So I'm just different, man. I'm old school with it, man. So I always tell these guys, man, if you don't got no money, man, you don't need no girlfriend. You can't
Yeah.
afford it. You can't afford her. So, but yeah, to go back to the story, man. So we, and what showed me that she was loyal to anything, man. She one day we was in the car and uh and I got upset. Got upset. And understand that when your temperature rises with MS, it could trigger, And I got upset, man, and boom, I caught a seizure right in the car. So when I wake up, I'm thinking she was gonna be gone.
Hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
There's no way she's gonna stick with this. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the world around with this dude? When I woke up, man, she was sitting in my lap, rubbing my face. Sure was, man. She was
Yeah.
rubbing my face, telling me, I'm here. I'm here. She let me go through that. I mean, she was right there, man. I'm telling you, man, when I say God sent me this woman, he did, man. He made exactly what I wanted, what I like, and something right to me.
Hmm.
She's different, man. She's different, you know. And and the biggest thing is that, her parents told her, you know, I remember she went to her parents and, she told me the story, how she went to her parents and, because we fell in love. I'm gonna say, she fell in love with me quick. I did, like I said, I look for loyalty. I look for loyalty. But she fell in love with me fast. And she went to her parents, was like, I love this guy. I want to be with this guy, blase, blase. Now, I had already met her parents. Now, by then, I met her parents in like 3 weeks of me and her dating. And of course, they asked me, about myself, who am I, what me. And then her parents came back to her and said, okay, you want to be with him, right? You know he got MS, right? You know he got 2 kids, right? By 2 different women, right? Are you sure you want this? Because if you can be with him, if y'all get married, I don't want this no more. That's
Right.
how parents is. Parents been together for almost 40 years. So once you jump into this, ain't no jumping out.
Hmm.
She was like, this is what I want. Yeah, man. She wanted me, man. She told me. She told me that
Yeah, dude,
story a
that's
long
you
time
can't
ago.
ask for more than that, Chris. You really
Mhm.
can't. And you really can't blame her parents for that conversation. I mean, that's a real
Yeah,
conversation you got to
that's
have,
a real, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, you gotta put it out there, man. Yeah, you gotta, he got all this now. He got all
yep.
this, but they did know that I'm a great provider. I'm a great protector. And
Hmm.
they knew that their daughter was gonna be good. They knew it. They knew it. They knew it, man. They knew it. And we moved fast, man. We moved fast. We got married. We had a big, beautiful wedding. I bought her this house that we in right now, and now
Hmm.
we working on our second house right now. So, you
Dude,
know what I'm
that's
saying? But and to go back, like I said, when we met, it was great. Got married. Uh, we got married twice. We met and we got married during COVID,
oh,
during the
okay.
whole COVID
Yeah.
pandemic. So that stopped us from having a big religious wedding because when
Yep.
nobody come together. So we literally got married on on FaceTime
Hmm.
like this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Yeah, because I mean, she had met my mom, man, and my mom was like, "That, that's it, that's your wife." You know, I remember a conversation her and my mom was having, and I'm sitting over there just watching. I'm just watching it from a distance. I'm watching, and they talking, and they looking at each other face to face, you know, talking
Hmm.
to each other. And I was watching my mom, and I'm like, man, I hope my mama like this girl. You know, I'm praying. Because my mama's never liked no woman. Took the no. I literally thought my mom was a hater.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm like, she just want me to die alone. I mean, for real. But I remember my mom watching, and all of a sudden I saw my mom hands go up and put it on her face. And then I heard my mama say, I accept you. Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
There go my wife.
There's
That's
no
my wife.
question then. There's no question now. Yeah.
That's my wife. That's my
Yeah.
wife right there. I literally watched it. I sat there and watched it. And I said, whoa, that my mama finally gave her blessings. And man, we went back to California. I went and bought a ring.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't even playing. I was like, this, I'm done. I'm done. So like I said, 6 months later, I was on one knee after we met. And then we got married during the pandemic on FaceTime because I didn't want to live my life like that, you know,
Hmm.
having just a girlfriend or a fiance living because we moved in and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to marry this woman, especially after my mama did. After my mom co-signed the whole thing. So yeah, I was done, man. So then you know, we got married. And then we had to push our actual religious wedding back the following year. So the following year, then we had the big wedding. We had everybody came through, everything was lifted a little bit. You know, we had bunch of people there. It was great. A bunch of people showed up because everybody wanted to see this woman that I met. Everybody wanted to see who is the woman that
Yeah.
locked you down. So everybody came to the wedding, man. It was beautiful. And everybody flew out. Everybody, people flying in from everywhere to come see this woman. Because all my military buddies was like, bro, you ain't never getting married. They just knew it. They was like, you're not getting married, man. Like, we cool. We cool with that. So when I told them, man, I'm finna do it, they was like, bro, I'm coming. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they all came, man, and it was great, man. And then we moved out here to Arizona, and then my back started acting up. When we moved out here to Arizona, we left
Oh,
California and moved to Arizona. That's when my back started flaring up and stuff like that. I was kept trying to work out and kept trying to get myself like I'm gonna do a show. I'm gonna do a show. When I was doing cardio, it hurts. My back was just it was just like a burning sensation, man.
hmm.
And then that started, and then it went to my right leg giving out again. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, is the MS acting back up or whatever? Now I'm back with a cane. I go from being competing, getting married, walking with a cane.
It's funny this whole time, Chris, like how life gives you something, it gives you this military career, then it takes everything away with MS, then it gives you your bodybuilding back, then it takes it away, then it gives you your wife, then like you keep getting your ass kicked, and then it picks you back up, and then it kicks your ass, and then it picks you back
Man,
up.
God just like messing with me, man. I'm trying to tell you, he like messing with me, bro. He put me through some stuff, man. I mean, I'm telling you, man. He I don't know why he always choose me though, man. I'm like, mess with somebody else, man. Like, I'm like, come on, man, leave me alone. But yeah, man, now I'm back with a cane and I'm doing all this stuff. I'm doing shots, epidural shots, cortisone shots. I'm doing
Hmm.
if they doing the acupuncture, I'm doing all this stuff, man, to figure out I don't want to do no. I mean, but then this one doctor was talking about we might have to do surgery because now my spine because MS affects your brain and your spine.
Uh-huh.
So throughout the years of me training and all this other stuff I was doing with myself, my spine was just coming closer and started pressing on a nerve that controlled my legs.
Uh-huh.
So I'm saying, so now my spine was rubbing, was just pressed against this nerve, and I guess the nerve wasn't. I don't know, it wasn't breathing. You know, the body is so funny, man. And once you figure it out, you know, because once they did the MRI and showed my spine, You could see my spine was pressed on a nerve. You could see
Hmm.
it. So I was like, okay, how are we gonna fix it? You know what I'm saying? It was like, the only way to fix this is surgery. I was like, oh hell no, we're not cutting my back off. Like, nope, nope, we're not doing that. Nope. And then my wife was like, think about it. Think about it. This might be the best way for you to get yourself back, to come back, to be just at least have a forget bodybuilding, but at
Hmm.
least just to be able to walk again.
Yep.
So we went to this doctor. Uh, what's his name? Not Baumhap. No, I'm thinking about Robert Baumhap. Doctor, come on, man, that's my guy too, man. Um, Waldorf, Doctor Waldorf, another saint, right here in Glendale, Arizona. Doctor Waldorf. Love this guy. Saved my life again. Now I got two doctors that I love to death.
Yep.
All of them ain't bad, but I got these two doctors that I love to death, man.
Hmm.
And I'm ever grateful to these guys, man. But Dr. Waldorf, he's a spine specialist here in Glendale, Arizona. And I gotta say their name. I gotta shout them out, man. Those two doctors, man. Because I've met some bad ones. I've met some bad doctors.
Yep.
But those two guys was like, once he saw my MRI, once Dr. Waldorf saw my MRI, he was like, man, I can fix this. He said, I can fix this. He said, I never performed this procedure on somebody as big as you because, I'm muscular now. I wasn't that 290 guy. Now I'm back, I'm big, he said, but he said, the only problem you're going to have is the healing process.
Hmm.
He said, because if you look at your back, he was looking at, showing me my back. He said, the average person have about 2 to 3 inches of muscle off their spine, average.
Hmm.
Man, you got 6 to 8 inches of muscle. I'm just a big block of muscle back here, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, He said, so I gotta cut through all this muscle
Yep.
to get to the spine. He said, the surgery is gonna be a piece of cake. I ain't gonna have to fuse nothing. I'm not gonna have to put no rods or nothing in there, none of that. I just need to move this spine off this nerve and then let the muscle heal around it so it can come back to normal. I said, word. He made it sound so beautiful. He made it sound beautiful, man. So I said, hey, what you think? I asked my wife, what you think? She was like, do it. I think we should do it. So we did it, man. And I did my surgery that morning. A week later, a week or two later, we set myself up for surgery. I did the surgery. And then the I got out of surgery and I laid down. And then the next morning, I was walking.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
walking. Yeah, I
That's
got video. I got video of that too. I can send you that. Yeah, I was walking the next morning, man. Yeah, walking.
that's
Yeah,
crazy, man. And I
yeah,
think you can owe that to the shape you were in, the physical shape you were in at the time.
that's it.
Hmm.
It's because of the muscle that I built on this body allowed me to be able to be like he said, you got so much muscle. That's going to be the only thing that has to heal. That's going to be the painful part because the muscle got to heal. He
Hmm.
said, your back gonna be fine. He said, I'm gonna get this back. I can fix your spine. So he wasn't even worried about my spine. He was more worried about the muscle healing around it. He said, as
Yeah.
long as that healed up good around it, he said, man, you'll be fine. Yep. And then, so I was walking the next morning. The next morning, I was walking. Yeah, man, I was like, oh my God. And I didn't feel pain. Well, I felt the pain from the surgery, but it was just like a relief, man.
Hmm.
It was like, oh my God, I'm walking. So now, and then I remember 2 weeks after my surgery, I was dancing outside my wife's car. Remember, my wife was driving and the song came on. I was dancing with a big old brace around my waist. I'm dancing, like grooving, like I could move, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like now I'm like full throttle, back full throttle. So now so this is 2 weeks. So now a month after surgery, I'm back in the gym. A month. I'm back in the gym, training arms, touching stuff. Still got a brace around my waist. I'm like, I gotta get it back. I'm gonna get it back. At this time, I was 252 pounds. And I was like, I gotta get myself back. I'm gonna get it back. So then my coach, old coach, some odd reason, he was coming from Arizona. He lives in San Diego. So he was coming from Arizona. And he was coming to Arizona from San Diego.
Mhm.
And I found out he was gonna be at the gym that weekend. I was like, I'm gonna go see him. And I haven't saw him in a while since I. So when I walked up to him again, he was like, "Bro, what happened? What happened? You know, why you big again? You know what happened?" I was like, "I just had back surgery." So he cleared me, to come back into the gym, and to at least put some pressure back on my legs again and stuff like that. And I said,
Mhm.
and I hit him up. I said, I want to be a pro. I want to be a pro bodybuilder. Now I'm like I said I ain't want to do nothing else. I don't want to just compete. I want to be a pro bodybuilder
Yep.
because now I want to prove everybody. So that was in November of 2021 when I saw him. We started prep again in February of 2022. We started prep. By November of 2022, I was a professional bodybuilder.
It's crazy that when you choose to make these decisions, but
Yeah, it's done.
when you
It's
put your
done.
mind to it, man,
It's done.
it's done. Yeah.
That's it. It's done. It's done. Once I tell you I'm gonna do something, that's it. I'm a man of my word. I stand by it. And I had some doubters. I
Of course.
remember I had some doubters. Everybody kept saying, "Oh man, that's a big show, man. It's gonna be tough, man. I don't know. I don't know if you. It's always next year." They kept saying it's always next year, and I
Mhm.
used that. I just used what they said. I needed that fuel. I needed that.
Yep.
Yeah. I said, oh, you doubt me. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I need that. I need it. I need it. I
Yep. You
need people to
fuel,
doubt me.
man.
I need it. Yeah, I need it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely a person that says, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. My wife will tell you the same thing. Anything I said I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do. So
So you've
didn't
been a
matter.
pro bodybuilder now for what, a year and a half it'll be then, somewhere in
Yeah,
there?
yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's awesome. And what perks does being a pro have over being an amateur like you were before? Just the title?
Nothing. Just the title. Like
Title.
I got more money as an amateur than more stuff as I got as an amateur because I was. It all depends. See, now social media don't make a wash of everything. So everybody's into this. Everybody's a fitness influencer now.
Yep.
So it's all a wash. But and everybody think that they the next this, the next that, and whatever. So it's kind of like, but it's just I just became a pro bodybuilder just to tell everybody I'm the first bodybuilder that had got multiple sclerosis and had back surgery. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to challenge that claim. I mean,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
that's remarkable, man. I mean,
Yeah,
most people can't do that with a perfect body. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And you did
yeah,
it with just being destroyed several times. So
yeah. I,
that's,
I, I
man,
tell
that's
I
so
tell
inspirational.
everybody. I'm sorry, man, cut you. I tell everybody I did this with a handicap, man.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely,
a
man.
disability. I have a disability for the rest of my life, and I still went out there and competed with guys that were normal, and I smoked every last one. I was the overall winner, which means I beat all of y'all.
Mhm.
Overall winner says that means you beat everybody overall.
Yeah. Dude, this is crazy,
So
man. Like, this
yeah,
is what I want
yeah.
somebody to take from this video. I want somebody to watch this video and see that you don't have to quit. It doesn't matter how bad it is. You
No,
don't have to quit, man. I mean,
no sir.
no matter what's going on in your head, no matter how dark your thoughts are, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I think you proved that several times where MS hits, you're in the hospital for 8 months. You don't know, you're being told you're not going to walk again. And then all of a sudden, this person comes into your life, that person comes into your life. This
Mm-hmm.
event happens, that event happens. You get out of that, you go into another darkness. You get out of that,
Mm-hmm.
you just have to, you keep getting knocked down, you got to keep getting back up. And
That's it.
that's what you have to take from this video and from your story. I mean,
That's
that's what
man.
I
That's
take
it.
from it,
That's my life. It's been my life, my whole life, man. Nothing has been easy, man, for me. So I'll just take it as, you know what? You got a challenge? Okay, let's roll your sleeves up. Let's get it done, man. That's
Yeah.
it.
And I think you can roll that into, it doesn't have to be bodybuilding, dude. I mean, you
No,
can start a
that's life.
business. It could be any
Life.
goal that you have.
Yes.
You can accomplish it no matter what your handicap is.
I can definitely tell you that, man. It's life. That's life, man. That's a
Yeah.
part of life, man. And I teach my boys that life ain't easy, man.
Yeah.
Life is a motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's for real. You just gotta take it on the chin. All right. It knocked me out because
Yep.
my seizures used to knock me out.
Mm-hmm.
But once I wake up, all right, we straight. Okay, let's go. Let's go. You know, you gotta wake up and okay. Can I still get up and move? Okay, let's go. Let's go. I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. Because that's what my seizures used to do. It used to knock me out.
Mm-hmm.
That's my wife right there. She's
It's
talking.
getting to be time, isn't it? You got to go, don't
Yeah.
you?
No, she want to warm up her food. So
Oh,
she's up in the warm. I'm sorry. She I told her she like me. She likes to eat every 2 to 3 hours. When I tell you I married my twin, I married my twin. She's definitely my twin, man. She's definitely a twin of me. For real. Yes, sir.
that,
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, you
that.
good.
Do you have a message you can put out to everybody, or?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, it doesn't matter what your walk in life is. That has nothing to do with how the outcome you present it at the end of the day, how it's going to turn out. You know, so I always tell everyone to always, I mean, aim high, man.
Mm-hmm.
Aim as high as you can reach. And then once you reach that area, aim a little bit higher. And you reach that area, aim a little bit higher, and it's all about having dreams. I always tell people I dream while I'm awake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dream when I'm asleep. I dream awake so I can see it. Oh, okay. That's what I want right there. I'm dreaming it. I'm dreaming it awoke. So once I see it, that means I can touch it. So I always looked at life like that, and you just gotta have that. And we can't live in fear, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't things are gonna happen, man. It's a part of life. I don't even believe in fear. I don't even know what that word is. I don't live my life in fear. I live my life by I take a lot of risks, man. I do. My wife would tell you I take risks, you
Yeah.
know. But with risk comes reward,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine with the risk that I take. So man, I just keep pushing forward, man, and never quit, man. I got this shirt on right here. Every day I fight.
Yep.
Every day.
There you
Every
go.
day, man.
There you go, man. Yeah, I like it, dude. Set goals high. Even if you fail, you're a little bit closer. Let's go
Yeah.
again. Let's get up and
That's
go
it.
again. So,
That's it,
are
man.
you bodybuilding now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me and my wife,
Yeah.
we trying to get pregnant right now, though. She's trying to get pregnant right now. So I'm kind of like putting the bodybuilding on hold right now. So we're trying to get pregnant right now. So
There you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're trying to do what? Oh, what? Yeah. Okay. Well, before the full disclosure, my we have to do IVF
Okay.
because of multiple sclerosis. It hurts man's infertility.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of bad things that comes with this disease. So we gotta do IVF for my so my wife can get pregnant. So we're gonna do that here coming up here in a month or so. And, yeah, just pray for us, man.
Well, hey, I will do. Good luck, brother. And thank you for coming on. Thanks for your service. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for this story, man. This was a very inspirational story. And I think it's going to help a lot of people out there. I am going to link your IG in the
Yeah,
bio so people can get to you, Chris, and
yes, sir.
take a look at your content because you got some great content out there.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. I just try to inspire people that wants to be inspired, man. It doesn't matter if you got an autoimmune disease or or you're just going through stuff in life, man. If I could touch somebody, I did my job, man. I definitely did my job.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chris. Well, we'll be in touch, brother. Thank you for coming on.
God bless you, man. You be safe, bro.